Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. I am Samantha. Today, we're going to be talking about what if the crap hits the fan. Let's talk about food that you need to have prepared, prepped, and growing for you, your livestock, and your animals. Okay, so obviously, guys, I have corn growing behind me. Now, a lot of people in this society, in our day and age, are totally against grains, or corn, or wheat, or oats. But I'm going to tell you that in an emergency situation, you definitely want to have corn, okay? Now, the great thing about corn is it's relatively easy to grow. You can use the corn stalk for beans to trellis up, okay? You can feed it to chickens, pigs, cows, just about any animal in a pinch. And you can actually harvest the stalks, dry them out. Now you can feed them just like this to rabbits, or you can pelletize them and turn this into a nutritious food for your livestock. So you're not going to lose any part of the corn. It stores well. You can can it. You can vacuum seal it. You can freeze it. So corn in a crap hits the fan situation, corn should be top of your list to grow. Okay? Doesn't take up a lot of space. You just need the height. All right? Now, moving on, another one, sweet potatoes. Not to be mixed up with regular brown potatoes or red potatoes. Don't mix them up, guys. Sweet potatoes are unique in the sense that they store a lot longer. They can be used almost like a pumpkin because their flavor is sweeter. They are a denser potato. They carry more calories, more fiber, way more nutrients. So in an emergency situation where you're trying to stay alive, sweet potatoes. You can also eat the sweet potato vine, all right? So let me turn the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. You can eat this, all right? This part of it. Let me tell you what else can eat that part of it. Your rabbits, all right? So I'm always talking about rabbits because they're easy to raise. And I feel like in any survival situation, rabbits would be the livestock that you would pick. One, because you literally can house them anywhere. I have seen pictures of people that house them in their apartment closets with trays on the bottom to catch their poop and their pee. They turn around and then garden on their patios with the manure and the urine that their rabbits have produced. Now that is brilliant. That is someone who has basically secured their meat proteins as well as their fertilizer, their pest deterrent, and their veggies, all in a small system using whatever they had in their hand. That is the point of this video. But if you have to pick two small livestock to survive on, here is my suggestion. And there are going to be a million other people with a million other ideas. But for me, here's my suggestion: chickens and rabbits. Chickens and rabbits. The easiest to feed, the easiest to house, the easiest in reproduction and building your flocks back up. What they offer you, what they give you, is way more in size and potency than what you can get with other animals. I mean, have you tried to cook a recipe without an egg? I'm just saying, over here in the South, it's all about eggs. We batter everything with eggs. Everything we cook, you need an egg. So for me, it's going to be chickens and rabbits. So now that we've covered small livestock and a couple of different plants that you really just want to get into the ground, the other one would be the melon, which I did in another video the other day on vegetables that you can plant in July. Now, the melon holds well. It's super productive. It literally can be used in a recipe to replace apples. So any recipe that calls for an apple, you can use a melon in its place. Wow. So again, very versatile plant. The melatonin plant itself can be fed to rabbits. I like plants and vegetables in emergency gardens for emergency situations that more than one person can use and eat. Because I don't just want to grow a garden for my husband and I. I want to grow a garden that can feed the animals on my property. Now, the rabbits and chickens can obviously feed my livestock dog, my home protection dog, my farm dog, and my barn cat. So that's the reason why I like the chicken and the rabbit combination, because your animals, your personal pets, need to be fed in emergency situations. And there's nothing better for dogs than a raw diet, period. It's just how God made them, it's how their stomachs were made. Dry dog food came from a salesman in like the 1940s from the idea of hardtack that sailors ate on ships. He took that idea, converted it to dog food. So dog food was never created by a scientist going, this is the best food for dogs. It was created by a salesman. Other foods you can grow that have great versatility would be herbs. Food safe herbs. They can be used for medicine, healing, to flavor your food, because you're gonna get tired of the same nasty old foods. We all do. Now, the next things that you need to be putting up for your emergency pantry, and I am dead serious about this, salt. Not just iodized salt, sea salt, rock salt. There are different types of salts. They are used for different purposes, and you need to put them up. The next thing would be vinegar. White vinegar and apple cider vinegar with mother. And until you're at a point where you can make your own vinegars, you need to put up quite a bit of both of those. I'm talking gallons. Now for me here at Starkey Farmstead, we only prep ahead 3 months. And I'm gonna tell you why. I have a garden that grows 10 months out of the year. This year I intend to change that to a 12-month growing season. I'm gonna figure out what I can grow in the dead of winter here. We also have meat on our property at all times. So for me, I prep in the mindset of, if I could not forage, hunt, or grow my own, or raise my own food, I want enough food to keep me alive through the dead of winter. And for me, that is 3 very cold months. So you need to think that through. I know there's people that literally prep for years, but guys, I'm going to tell you, if it is that bad, that people are literally without food, the only thing you need to prep at that point are bullets and dogs, because you won't be able to protect what you have. They'll come and they'll take it. And if that hurts your feelings, or you turn off the video, or you unsubscribe, then you are literally one of those people that they're going to take your stuff from you. You need to think like a wolf in these situations and not a sheep. And I hate to say it like that. It just sounds so brutal, because I'm such a bouncy, happy person, but the wolf in my family is my husband. That's his job. But he tells me all the time, baby, don't stack up, 1,000 things in the house, because chances are we're not going to be able to stay in the home. If it gets that bad, we're going to be moving. So we have what we call emergency oh crap packs, and they have saved us before, but they're bug out bags. And they have things like water filtration systems, the silver blankets, fire starter kits. They have medicines. They have emergency kits for like bullet wounds and sutures. They're literally prepped for us for like life or death survival, okay? Those are things that you need to have at all times in this day and age, because of natural disasters, because of the craziness of this world. Put those aside. The real thing that you're wanting to know is, how do I feed my family if there's no food in the grocery store, but I'm still safe at my home? And the answer to that is a garden growing food that you can feed you, your livestock, and your personal pets. Moving on, I've told you the real powerhouse vegetables, okay? Sweet potatoes, corn, melons. I did not mention tomatoes for a reason. They are harder to grow. They do not store that well unless you can them or freeze them or dehydrate them, which is great. I don't own a dehydrator. It's a goal for me. It's something I'm moving towards. But since I'm a debt-free farmer, I'm just not going to grab a couple $100 and run up and buy a dehydrator just for the fun of it. That's something I will move into. At this point in my life, it's really not a life or death for me. Okay? We don't even have the Mylar bags. I'm not prepping to save food for 20 years. We use the Food Saver, and we have amazing videos on how to food save your sugar, your salt, how to vacuum seal them, your flour, your cornmeal. Those are the things that you need to prep, okay? You should have no less than like 50 pounds of rice per person, 25 pounds of sugar per person, 10 pounds of beans, dried beans per person. You need to have at least 30 to 40 pounds of salt. Like I said, the different types. Sea salt, which you use mainly in canning. Iodized salt, which you use mainly in cooking, but you can use to salt your meat to preserve it. And rock salt, which is usually what they use to preserve meat, okay? You need to have like 40 or 50 pounds of cornmeal per person because those are staples. Those foods will keep you from starving, okay? You make breads, you make cornbreads, you make fajitas, you make tortillas, but again, you're going to have eggs, all right? So that's why I said chickens. So a lot of people get the staples put up, but what they don't realize is, can you actually use that flour? Do you have butter? There's no butter to buy in the store. Do you have butter or a way to make it? If not, then you need to have butter substitutes put up in your 3-month supply that you can use to make your recipes. And if you need to look through and literally come up with an emergency recipe kit, and in that, you write down the foods that you would like to make for your family that you are proficient at. This is not a time for you to learn how to bake dishes that you have never cooked in your life when you can't go to the store and buy more flour to replace what you just ruined. Okay? So you practice making some different dishes and staple foods. Then you write those recipes down. You go to your storage box unit, room, wherever, your bug out room, wherever you're putting your supplies, and you go through them and you make sure that you have everything on that list or a substitute for that ingredient on that recipe in there. Or what's going to happen is the crap's going to hit the fan. You're going to realize that you don't have an egg substitute. You forgot powdered milk. Oh my God, you didn't get baking powder. Holy crap, I don't have baking soda. What ingredients can be used to supplement those, okay? So there is really no way for me to tell you how to prepare. Just make sure that you have the ones I told you about, okay? Make sure you've got canned goods, lots of them. As many as you can get, shove them in a cabinet somewhere, even if you never use them. The last couple of things is oils. Vegetable oil, I know I hate it too, olive oil, and you need to make sure that you've got lard, okay? Crisco, something like that. Then you need to make sure you have your powdered milks and a lot of it, okay? Because most breads, most cornbreads, most things that you're going to eat to keep you from starving, to really feed a large family, you're going to need a milk substitute, all right? Now, I hope that all this helps. Like I said, there is no way for me to tell you how to prep for your family. I don't know what environment you're in, guys. I don't know what your financial stability and level is at. But I can tell you this, I can't spend an extra $100 a month on stockpiling for the apocalypse. I can't. What I can do is learn to can using not a pressure canner, a water bath system. I can keep fresh meat around me at all times, rabbits and chickens. Okay, my husband is a very proficient shot. He's an amazing hunter. So I can get fresh meat pretty much anytime I want, okay? Especially where I live, in the rural southeast Louisiana. There's fish and meat everywhere. I'll eat squirrel, I'll eat turtle, I'll eat crawfish, I'll eat snake. I find them all very enjoyable. So I'm a survivalist at heart. Plus it's just the way we were raised here. Food is food, okay? Doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. What does it taste like, and is it nutritious for you? So I hope that this video helps. But you do need to learn how to water bath. I know everybody wants to jump right into pressure canning, second pressure can meats and all this other stuff. I love water bathing. It's easy, it's not near as dangerous, it doesn't take near the amount of time. And I'm gonna drop in some of my most famous and favorite recipes for you guys called faux pineapple. It's made from zucchini and squash and pineapple juice. It is amazing. And yes, it does make it safe when you add in the pineapple juice and the lemon juice into that. It makes it acidic enough that you can actually safely water bath it. So I'll drop that recipe in here for you guys. Or at least I'll drop a screenshot of where you can find the recipe. Can use some stuff like that because those things are tradable during periods of extreme unrest. My dad always said people always want recreation and food during high stress times. Let's get ready, America. Let's get ready, world, because in other countries, the unrest is way more intense than it is here in the United States. We're still relatively calm and peaceful where I live. It's not like that for some of you in Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York. Like, it's insanity. Literally, truly insanity everywhere that you turn. So I hope you guys get out there, garden, get some small livestock, learn how to can, water bath, some very simple recipes. I will tell you this, make sure you can a lot of zucchini like you would can cucumbers. They stay crisper, they taste just like a cucumber, but they have more nutrition, okay? So can zucchini like you would pickles. Promise you, you will thank me later. You can also go ahead and pre-bake desserts like zucchini bread and stuff like that. You can vacuum seal it and freeze it. Now, here's the thing. Freezers are not gonna hold. If the crap hits the fan, we're gonna lose power too, right? There's no food in the grocery stores in America. There's probably no gas. There's probably no electricity. There's probably no running water. So that is why I said we don't prep for more than 3 months. And the reason is being able to stay on our farmstead would probably be nearly impossible. You'll be run over by people starving to death from the cities almost no matter where you go. So the best thing you can do is hunker down, have a way to hunker down and wait out until things die down. And for the ones of you that know what I mean, you know what I mean. The ones of you who don't, well, prep for 6 months. That's all I'm gonna say. That was so ugly to me. Some of you really just got that. Some of us know, and some of us, unfortunately, don't know. But God bless you guys. I hope this helped. A lot of people are asking me to do this video, so here it is. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share our videos. Let people know you can farm on small acreage, debt-free, owning everything. You can do it. We do it. If I can do it and my husband can do it, you can do it too. Thank you for rowing in our boat. Thank you for watching Starkey Farmstead.